Da-da-da, da-da-da,
You're watching Cover 2 with your host, Katie Baird.
Welcome to this week's episode of Cover 2, where we cover you and your fantasy league. Now I know that the past couple episodes have been getting longer and longer, so we're going to try and keep this as short and, of course, as sweet as possible for you. But mainly it's just because I'm really tired. Anyway, Week 12 is over, and there are only 2 weeks left in the regular season. As you can see, we have returned to our usual Cover 2 set this week, back in the good old city of brotherly love, kind of, Philadelphia. Now let's get started with this week's lame game of the week. The Icy Ninjas got their second lame game victory this year as they beat Tension Echoes 81-56. Tension Echoes were hurt by the injury to quarterback Matt Ryan, who left the game early and scored 0 points. Peyton Manning scored 23 for the Ninjas, and even though no one else stood out, they still scored enough for the lame game win. Whoopee. Now the moment you've all been waiting for, or at least 2 of you. It's time for this week's highlighted score. The most anticipated matchup of the week, Penguins Rule took over first place from Janelle's Jets by defeating them 127-110. Boo. Brett Favre scored 33 points for Janelle, but this game was won and lost in the running back position. Chris Johnson and Ricky Williams combined for 39 points for the Penguins, while D'Angelo Williams and Joseph Adai combined for only 12 points for Janelle. Both teams clinched playoff spots this week and will battle it out for the first seed in the final 2 weeks. Congratulations! Now let's move on to other scores from this week. The Zambonis and Get Your Popcorn Ready played to a tie? I didn't even know that was possible. 111 points each. So not only was it a tie, but it was a high tie. High tie! I don't know. Zambonis kicker John Carney needed 8 points on Monday night to create a tie with Popcorn, and that is exactly how many points he got, folks. His first quarter field goal banked off the left upright and in for 3 points. That's lucky. And then late in the fourth quarter, he missed a 37-yard field goal that would have given the Zambonis the win. Wow. John Carney, you get a big fat fail on this game. What a tool. The Orlanders had the highest score of the week and routed the Screaming Eagles 141-68. Drew Brees is back to his old bee's knees self, as he had scored a huge 44 points for the Orlanders. Donovan McNabb's 16 points led the Eagles, which is good, but really uncomparable to Mr. Brees. The Lucid Bogies scored over 100 points for the second week in a row. Good job. And this time they actually won, as they upset the unstoppable Pats 106-92. The Pats needed a combined 43 points on Monday night from Tom Brady, Randy Moss, and Lawrence Maroney to force a tie. And while Maroney did get 18, Brady and Moss only combined for 11. This leads us perfectly into our message board post of the week. This week's post for, that's right, the 3rd week in a row, comes from the owner of the Lucid Bogies, Nate Bogadane, and is titled The Unthinkable. Side note, Hanko? Really? Where are you at? The other Nate is showing you up. Step up, man. Come on. Quote, Tom Brady on Monday Night Football gets 5 points and no touchdowns? What? How can this be? It seems the worst team in the league has stopped the unstoppable Pats. I'd like to thank the Saints defense for this crushing blow to a team searching for a possible playoff berth. It is to them alone that I held on to this unthinkable upset. I thank you. Spoiler alert! The bogeys have come to play. End quote. Too bad your playing is a little too late, Nate. Now it's time for Kickoff Corner, where we preview next week's upcoming matches. Week 13 brings us a few new playoff clinching and elimination scenarios. The game with the most implications this week pits 3rd place Icy Ninjas against the 6th place Orlanders. The Ninjas can clinch a playoff spot with either a win over the Orlanders or losses by each the Zambonis, Popcorn, and the Unstoppable Pats. Meanwhile, the Orlanders and the Unstoppable Pats can each be eliminated with a loss and a win by either Zambonis or Popcorn. The Pats are in a bit of trouble this week as they must face off against 2nd place Janelle's Jets in this upcoming week. Did you guys get any of that? Because I sure as heck didn't. Let's move on to this week's Owner's Spotlight. This week's Spotlight is on Andrew Gagnon, owner of the Unstoppable Pats. Drew is a high school student from Rhode Island, but he's so wicked smart that he takes an hour-long train ride every day to a school in Massachusetts. If you hadn't guessed already, he's an avid New England Patriots fan and somehow has managed to get both Tom Brady and Randy Moss on his team each year. That is one lucky, lucky boy. This is the 3rd year in the league for the Unstoppable Pats. They made the playoffs in both their first 2 seasons and lost the championship game last year. During a recent visit to Rhode Island, as you all know, I was able to put my amazing Facebook stalking skills into good and real-life use as I hunted down Drew for an exclusive interview. Roll that footage, bro. We're here for Cover 2 off location in Barrington, Rhode Island. I'm sitting right outside of the Gagnon house, hoping to get a glimpse of Drew Gagnon, owner of the Unstoppable Pats. Let's see if I can't get a catch. Drew! Do you have some time for some questions for us at Cover 2?
Yeah, I guess so. A couple minutes.
Great. Okay. There's been some rumors that you managed to pull off the original Tiki Barber move in 2007 when you drafted Corey Dillon after he'd retired. Any truth to the rumors?
I would rather not talk about that right now. Next question.
Well, so last season you managed to make it all the way to the championship game, but unfortunately you lost. How devastated were you?
Well, to tell you the truth, I didn't know I was in the championship, let alone make any lineup changes for that week. So, I was shocked when I found out, the next day that I had lost.
Okay, great. Thank you. And also, last question. You seem to be the youngest person to start a franchise at the age of 12 in 2007. Do you think that your young age has any disadvantage for you in the league?
Well, actually, today's my 15th birthday, and as you already said, last question, I made the championship, lost, and also the other year before that I made the playoffs as well. So no, really no disadvantage at all.
All right, great. And what are you doing for your birthday today?
Oh. Yep, what's up, Brady? Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah, of course I'm playing you. Yep. All right, I'll be right over. Yeah, we're gonna have a great time. All right, see ya. I have plans with Tom Brady to celebrate my birthday, going out for
Can I come?
Sure, yeah.
Really?
No.
Oh. Drew, that was a cruel, cruel joke. Way to shatter all of my hopes and dreams. Well, that's our show for this week. I want to give a big shout out to my little cousins Emma and Liam, 2 of my biggest fans and supporters out there. Thanks for tuning in to Cover 2, where we cover you and your fantasy league. See you next time, and until then, Cover 2, out.